Hey guys, it's Kate, and I'm here today to give you my 21-week pregnancy update. I know that the last one was at 16 weeks, but honestly, there's only been a few major things that have happened since then, and they all happened last week. So now's a perfect time to share, such as our anatomy scan. So the anatomy scan was probably the most nerve-wracking part of this pregnancy so far, aside from obviously like waiting to get to the next trimester and waiting to get to the next part. It's probably been the most nerve-wracking test that we've had taken. So if you've ever had any kind of ultrasound, not even just for pregnancy, if you're looking for some sort of health problem, you know that a tech performs the actual ultrasound and then a radiologist has to review the results. So you don't know what's going on or what the results were for several days. And for me, that was so tough. I mean, so with our IVF, we did PGS, which is a genetic screening. And we were told that everything that was transferred had perfectly normal karyotypes. We transferred 2 normal karyotype females, which we did not pick the gender. I just want to point that out. But the doctor told us after our first ultrasound what the genders of the embryos were, so we knew what gender our actual baby was, which was pretty cool. So preparing for that ultrasound was super stressful. Everything's running through your head of things that can be wrong with your baby, obviously, and I wanted the results. I wanted to wait at the hospital for the radiologist to look at them and just know right away that everything was fine. She was doing great. And so if you haven't had your anatomy scan ever and you want to know what to expect, normally they have you drink just 8 ounces of water an hour before your appointment. That's all that they had me do. And then you show up and it's just a normal, just call it an abdominal ultrasound. I don't know. It's just the ultrasound that's on your tummy, and I did have a really aggressive technician that pushed super hard on spots and it was uncomfortable, but obviously I tried to hold still and let her look at everything that she needed to look at and measure everything that she needed to on the baby. But I was really lucky that not only could my husband come, but my mother-in-law came too, and she had never been present at an ultrasound. She never had an ultrasound when she was pregnant with any of her children. So I think she thought it was super cool, and it was something so interesting to see. I mean, they looked at every bit of this baby. I have seen all of her insides, and they measure the stomach, they measure the spine, they measured both the upper thigh bone of the leg and then the lower calf bone of the leg. They measure the brain, and they just take tons of pictures for the ultrasound tech. And actually, I'll show you here. Focus. I'm over here. Get this. So this is not, she doesn't have like a chicken wing for a leg. At this point, the baby is too big to be pictured all on one monitor. So she actually does have like a full limb there. It just got cut off in this picture. And this is really the only picture that they gave us. They gave us several, but it's all just this view. So if you've seen this one, you've seen everything that I have to show you from our anatomy scan. Anyway, it was super nerve-wracking. And, I was lucky I had a tech that would talk us through, and she would be like, here we're looking at the stomach, here we're looking at this. And the baby actually had hiccups while we were going through the ultrasound scan, which was so cute to watch. She let us watch it for a couple moments and asked me if I was feeling anything, and I said no. And she said, don't worry, in another month or so you will feel it and you will know when the baby's having hiccups. I do feel kicks, and Michael actually felt a kick for the first time, on his hand on the outside of the belly. He kind of thought that he had been feeling stuff before, but he would say that he had felt something and I hadn't felt a kick or any, a movement inside the belly, so I didn't think he was really feeling baby moving. I think he was just feeling stomach tremors or intestines moving stuff. And this was definitely, I felt a very strong kick or movement, whatever you want to call it. And then he said, whoa, and I knew that he had felt the baby move, which was just really cool, and I can't wait to share that with more of our family. She looks at everything. She took pictures. She told us that our baby weighed approximately 13 ounces, which I don't know how they figure that out, how they estimate that, but it's still really cool to think that at least a pound of the weight that I've gained is baby and not me and all of that. And it's just cool to think that she weighs a pound. She weighs almost a pound. By now she probably does. So then, of course, we had to wait and wait. And, you know, she point blank said the radiologist has to look at this, and usually your doctor will give you a call within 48 hours if there's something concerning, which my doctor's office does have that practice that they will only call if there is an issue. Otherwise, you kind of have to call and ask them, and they'll look at your record and get back to you. So I was so nervous, and you know, my mother-in-law, I think, thought that this should make me feel better, that she had all of her bits and they were all where they were supposed to be. But honestly, I don't know what I'm looking at when it comes to this. I'm so used to looking at, you know, cervical lengths, follicles, things like that. Once you reach this point, I've never been this far in a pregnancy, I don't know what I'm looking at. And I didn't want to over-research and over-analyze and think, oh my God, you know, trying to do my own visual measurements or something on the ultrasound. So I got really lucky that the week before our anatomy scan, we had a regular OBGYN appointment, and I had some blood drawn to check my thyroid because I do have subclinical hypothyroidism, and I just wanted to check it, just wanted to make sure. We haven't increased my levothyroxine level at all throughout this pregnancy. It still has stayed at a very acceptable level, and they actually called to tell me the results and tell me that they were still normal. And I just said, are you calling about my anatomy scan? And they looked it up and they said, yeah, you know, she's totally normal. She's totally healthy. So that was the most exciting thing that happened last week. You know, the week before, like I said, we had an OB appointment and we just got to Doppler, hear the heart. So I knew that she was, you know, okay as far as going into the anatomy scan, but I, you know, need that confirmation that she's healthy, that everything's where it should be. She doesn't have like 8 kidneys or something crazy. You never know. You know, I think with IVF and the PGS, or if you do PGD testing, you can think that you're golden. Stuff still happens, you know, it's pretty sure, but it's not 100% sure ever. And things can happen in there. Anything can happen in there. So other than that, we're doing a lot of home remodeling right now. We're trying to get ready because we only have 19 weeks or so until this baby's gonna be here. I can't believe we're in the teens of weeks, and like right now I'm getting with my mom and grandma's to plan a baby shower, and it's very surreal. It's very, very surreal for us right now. But I'm so excited to be at this point, obviously, and I don't know. I'm speechless sometimes, and I think now I'm definitely feeling much more confident about the pregnancy. I feel her moving so much. So I'm gonna get into a little bit of the TMI. So if you're not interested in hearing about how a body changes during pregnancy or really uncomfortable symptoms that you might experience, this is your time to check out, okay? And we'll see you next time. Probably the first really uncomfortable symptom that I have been experiencing is everything that's going on with my breasts. Not only are they super tender, and I often wake up in the middle of the night because they just, I'm gonna say hurt. They hurt so bad, and they just feel so sore. But I've also started to leak already. It's not milk, obviously, and it's just tiny little bits of crust that I notice sometimes when I'm getting in the shower or changing out of clothes, things like that. But I have 100% started to leak, which I guess I should take as a really comforting sign that the milk is on its way and it's gonna be produced. But I did not expect it to happen this early. It's been happening probably since week 18 or so that I've noticed things happening. So it was a surprise. Surprise, I'm not expecting that, but it happened. One thing that I've just experienced through the whole pregnancy, and I know that this is TMI, guys, like I said, if you don't want to hear about what happens to the body during pregnancy, see ya. But bowel movements. I only stay regular if I'm eating a ton of fruit. Let me just tell you, I craved bean burritos the whole first trimester of my pregnancy, and that's when I was the most constipated, guys. So one thing about August is we are going to have a video every single day. We will have a video every day for the month of August on this channel. I'm super excited. I hope that I can stick to that and make it work, and Mike and I can work together and have some videos. But Vlogust, man. They're not all going to be vlogs. Some of them will be like this, just a pregnancy update or something that we're doing, some fun outing that we have. But I'm really excited to share this time of our lives, and I think that it's going to be super fun, and we'll probably do it again. I love documenting this time before the baby's coming and just remembering things. So join us for Vlogust! Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you hang around and see all the fun that we're gonna have in August. Bye, guys.